Hello everyone, welcome to CNA, the daily newspaper analysis. So today we are back with the following content of list. So let's discuss. But before starting, I just want to convey you all a message that if you want to join our WhatsApp group, you can join by the link given below. Do join also our Telegram channel for the latest updates as well as some of the free study materials that is updated in these two links regularly. Okay, so now let's start with today's analysis. The first topic says about ending the two-finger test. So recently, the Supreme Court on Monday declared that any person conducting the invasive two-finger or three-finger vaginal test on rape or sexual assault survivors will be found guilty or misconduct. So, what is this two-finger test? So, देखो, the test is conducted to check whether the victim has had recent sexual intercourse or not, and it includes an inspection of the hymen. Okay, तो ये जो hymen होता है, so this is basically found inside the vaginal structure of the female reproductive system. So this hymen is inspected as it can be torn only if the woman has had any sexual intercourse. So this test was performed on rape or sexual assault survivors. Okay. Now we have some of the committees that have said various number of suggestions associated with this two-finger test. So see, if I say about the Verma committee, so this committee, which was formed under the former Chief Justice J.S. Verma, it was soon formed after the 2012 Nirbhaya gang rape case, which had recommended tougher laws for such cases and banning of this two-finger test. So this test has no bearing on a case of sexual assault. And on the basis of this test or observations, conclusions such as habituated to sexual intercourse should not be made, and this is forbidden by law. And yet, after this Verma committee suggested such number of recommendations, yet till today, the test continues to be conducted in India as well as in some of the other countries, despite rep test kits are being provided by the government to all medical institutions after the committee's recommendations. So is this two-finger test scientifically accepted? Obviously, it is not. Because according to the medical experts, science has proved that hymen is not a reliable source of proving vaginal penetration. Even through the vaginal or even through the hymen tear, we cannot judge about the virginity of a woman. Okay, so therefore the hymen, which is a thin membrane in the vagina, can rupture not during sexual activity but also during various day-to-day work or any physical activity, including playing sports. So an athlete maybe, okay, a female athlete, maybe we could see that hymen getting broken. So therefore, today even Supreme Court mandated some of the earlier verdicts where it has said about the violation of privacy, where it has said about going for some of the alternative procedures. Also, this two hymen test may be painful for women. So therefore, today, when this judgment is directly coming, we could say that the various number of steps that needs to be taken once you are directly going in for such number of tests, and why you should not go about such number of tests. So see, the workshop should be held for health providers to prevent the test from being conducted on the rape survivors. So the curriculum in medical schools should be revised, and the court ordered copies of the judgments to be handed over to the health ministry, which should be circulated to the health as well as the health departments of the respective states. And the home department should circulate the judgment to even the director general of the police of all the states, who goes, or the police who directly goes for claiming the respective healthcare workers to go for such number of tests. So therefore, obviously, it is very much not logically and even scientifically not accepted. तो यहाँ पे वही सुप्रीम कोर्ट के द्वारा यहाँ पे बोला गया है कि जो ये टू फिंगर और थ्री फिंगर vaginal टेस्ट करेंगे on rape or sexual assault survivors will be found guilty of misconduct. ठीक है, तो this is a very great decision for the survivors or for the rape victims. ठीक है, चलो next पे आते हैं. Decentralized MGNREGA. So MGNREGA, we all know, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme. So where it is in news? See, an internal study which has been commissioned by the Ministry of Rural Development has argued that the decentralization of these MGNREGA schemes will allow more flexibility at the ground level. So now if I see about the differences that what we can see. So see, ये जो member है, जो Ministry of Rural Development का जो members गए थे ये सब देखने के लिए. Okay, so this study who group surveyed around 7 states, basically Andhra Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Karnataka, Nagaland, Gujarat, Jharkhand, Himachal Pradesh and the UT of Jammu and Kashmir. तो यहाँ पे problems इन लोग ने क्या देखा? Firstly, the fund management has been very much centralized. Okay, and instead of paying the Gram Sabhas in advance, enabling them to decide the work they want to undertake, it is basically paid directly to the state. Okay. Secondly, यहाँ पे क्या है? Frequent delays है fund disposal का, and इसीलिए इसका जो chronic problem है of underlying various number of surveys getting less. So therefore, even there is a instant example भी दिया है इस group ने कि in the lower Subansiri district of Arunachal Pradesh, for example, the surveyors found that because of the delay in the material component of the beneficiaries, ended up buying the construction material themselves to complete such number of projects. And in Himachal Pradesh and Gujarat, the delay in wages was by 3 or 4 months, and the material component was delayed by around 6 months. Thirdly, these MGNREGA wages were far below the market rate in many states, defeating the purpose of acting as a safety net. So at present, the minimum wage of a farm laborer in Gujarat is around rupees 324.20, but the MGNREGA wage is around 229. Okay, तो एक है यहाँ पे 324 और एक है यहाँ पे 229. So the private contractors pay far more. In Nagaland, the wage is rupees 212 per day, which does not take into account the difficult terrain conditions. देख सकते हो यहाँ पे कितना फर्क है. So therefore, today, even this committee directly suggested that the decentralization of this MGNREGA scheme is the need of the hour to provide more and more flexibility in the ground level. So the greater diversification of the permissible works, instead of listing the type of permissible works, broad categories of work may be listed out, and flexibility should be given at the ground level to select the type of work as per the broad categories. And this fund can be utilized whenever there is a delay in some of the central funds, because the revolving funds can be set up in every state, so that the fund which has been allocated per year can be revolved within the respective states, so that they could utilize it in the coming year or in the next year. That is the unutilized funds within a year. तो यहाँ पे इसलिए डिसेंट्रलाइज करने के बाद बोला गया है which will allow more flexibility at the grassroots level. ठीक है, चलो नेक्स्ट पे आते हैं. Amendments to the IT rule 2021. So now we could see that recently the government notified the amending this information technology intermediary guidelines and digital media ethics code rule 2021, and they are aimed at making internet open, safe and trusted and accountable for digital nagriks of the country. ठीक है, so यहाँ पे key amendments क्या किया गया? New guidelines for social media intermediaries. Okay, यहाँ पे new guidelines impose किया गया है. Supposedly legal obligation on intermediaries to take reasonable efforts to prevent users for uploading such content which is not so obligable. Okay, even you could see amendment to the rule 3 where it says about or it has been rationalized by removing the word defamatory and libellous. Okay, so यहाँ पे वो वाला यहाँ पे जो rule 3 है उसको amend किया गया है. फिर यहाँ पे जो establishment of a grievance appellate committee है उसका बात भी बोला गया है. ठीक है, so therefore today we know about that this is a very important amendment that has been done with respective to the categories of this IT rules. क्योंकि यहाँ पे जितना amend करेंगे, जितना हम लोग liberate करेंगे, उतना हम लोग क्या करेंगे? Obviously जब हम लोग define ज्यादा करते हैं, so when we are defining something at a very greater manner, तो यहाँ पे जितने भी हम लोग articles लिखे, जितने भी हम लोग clause डाले हैं, ये सबको अगर हम लोग define करके रख दे, इन सब का जितने भी some instrumental words का meaning है, अगर उसको हम लोग define करके रख दे, तो at some point of time we can directly emancipate such number of IT rules in our country at a very larger extent. तो इसी के लिए जितने भी यहाँ पे ऑब्लिगेशंस थे, इस ऑब्लिगेशंस को रिमूव करके जितने भी यहाँ पे की वर्ड्स थे, सपोजली जो मैंने अभी भी बोला था अबाउट द वर्ड्स लाइक डिफेमेटरी, अबाउट द वर्ड्स लाइक लिबेलस, सो यहाँ पे वेदर एनी कंटेंट इज डिफेमेटरी और लिबेलस विल बी डिटरमाइंड थ्रू जुडिशियल रिव्यू. तो यहाँ पे थोड़ा बहुत अमेंड करके डायरेक्टली यहाँ पे जो चार्ज दिया गया है, इट्स बेसिकली टू मेक इट दिस एक्ट टू बी वेरी मच ऑफ सिटीजन फ्रेंडली. तो यही यहाँ पे बोला गया है अबाउट दिस एक्ट, ठीक है। तो ये एक थोड़ा देख लेना। देन नेक्स्ट वन, एम्बिग्यूटी ऑफ रिजर्वेशंस। तो we know about that the constitutional bench, which was head by Chief Justice of India UU Lalitji, has reserved its judgment regarding the challenges against reservations based solely on economic criteria, which was introduced in the Constitution of India via 103rd CAA of 2009, ठीक है। सो व्हिच चेंजेस वर मेड इन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बाय दिस एक्ट, ओके। तो यहाँ पे आर्टिकल 15 को एक्ट ये थोड़ा चेंज किया गया था, okay, because now article 15 now enables to take special measures in favor of this EWS with maximum 10% reservation in admissions to educational institutions, where even article 16 allows 10% reservation for EWS in public employment. तो यहाँ पे ये दो जो आर्टिकल है बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट आर्टिकल है, which is directly amended, and the amendment directly leaves the definition of what is economically weaker sections, which is determined by the state on the basis of family income and also various other economic indicators, okay। तो ये भी एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्लॉज है। और यहाँ पे क्या बोला गया है, because in this EWS the people who belongs to SC ST OBC they are directly left out of it, okay, because we know that they directly got some of the reservation with respect to their category. So यहाँ पे however we could find there are different arguments regarding this act, okay, because arguments against the act कौन सा है, contradictory to the Indira Sahani Act, which says about that Indira Sahani Act जो November 1992 में आया था, it directly says that यहाँ पे कैप होना चाहिए किस चीज का, 50% रिजर्वेशन का कैप होना चाहिए, लेकिन ये जो 10% EWS कोटा है इन ओपन कैटेगरी, तो ये वायलेट करता है 50% को, एंड विच इज आर्गुमेंट्स ये अगेंस्ट में है, ठीक है। तो इट इज डायरेक्टली वायलेटिंग द सुप्रीम कोर्ट जजमेंट ऑफ गिवन इन दिस इंदिरा साहनी केस। नाउ इफ आई सी आर्गुमेंट्स फॉर द एक्ट, यहाँ पे बोलते हैं कि इट डज नॉट वायलेट द बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर डॉक्ट्रिन, because some argue that the amendment violates basic structure of the constitution as reservation is given on the basis of economic criteria. However, constitution does not explicitly mention that backwardness only means social and educational backwardness. So further, the state may come up with different measures for this EWS category, ensuring reservation in education as well as public employment, which may raise concerns. So it is broadly said that however using such reservation and special measure for addressing poverty do not violate the basic structure doctrine, ठीक है। तो इसीलिए यहाँ पे जो challenges है, that is breaching the 50% limit का जो challenges है, ये extraordinary situations में हम लोग possible बना सकते हैं, ठीक है। तो इसीलिए यहाँ पे थोड़ा बहुत हम लोग का जो इक्वालिटी का क्वेश्चन है, जो डेफिनेशन ऑफ EWS है, इसमें थोड़ा लोचा होने के कारण दिस पर्टिकुलर बेंच इज गोइंग विद द ये जो एम्बिग्यूटी है, डिसीजन नहीं किया गया है कि ये अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल है या नहीं, तो अभी भी यहाँ पे एक स्थिति सुप्रीम कोर्ट के द्वारा बताया नहीं गया है, ओके। सो दिस केस इज स्टिल इवॉल्विंग इन नेचर, तो ये बाद में देखेंगे कि कितना ये सब होता रहता है, पर फिलहाल के लिए वी कुड यूज दिस EWS until and unless this Supreme Court directly goes forward with our respective valid statements, ठीक है। चलो नेक्स्ट पे आते हैं। Lastly, we could see about this US going for a national security strategy. So recently we have seen that the United States has launched its NSS, okay, and all US presidents are very much mandated by the Goldwater Nichols Department of Defense Reorganization Act of 1986 to bring out their respective NSS, which would communicate the executive visions of national security to the legislative. So now what does this NSS reflect? This NSS will reflect the US's national security agenda. Also, it will give opportunity for the Congress, okay, for investment to achieve in national security goals. Also, it will inform the US Department of Defense strategy about the country's nuclear posture and missile defense. So today if I see about this Biden's administration of NSS, तो पहले यहाँ पे आता है leadership, because the US seeks to sustain the US leadership in the global world. Also, the economy is another aspect of this NSS, because US directly wants to have a stronger economy. Next, alliances. So build on various vast networks of alliances and partnerships, US wants to build and cooperate with various other countries in the global world so as to engage their alliances with some of the friendlier countries. Also, US main motive is to countering China and its strategic competitor and Russia as a disruptor. Also, they want to boost the competitiveness and defend the democracy in the whole world. So tying the domestic with the international thing, the agenda of the Biden's administration is to cover a comprehensive set of transnational challenges, which may even include the climate change, food insecurity, pandemics, terrorism, energy shortages, as well as inflations. ओके तो यहाँ पे जो एनएसएस है रशिया चाइना के लिए यहाँ पे एक लाइक उन लोग का एक स्टैंड है सपोजली इफ आई से अबाउट चाइना एंड रशिया तो यहाँ पे एक जॉइंट स्ट्रेटजी चाहिए उन लोग देन दे आल्सो वांट्स टू हैव द ताइवान इशू because opposition to any unilateral change to Taiwan status by China can directly disrupt the respective decorum of the respective region, which basically having some of the close partners of US being South Korea and Japan. यहाँ पे अगर चाइना के साथ एक स्ट्रेटजी ना हो then a contested Indo-Pacific region is the next need of the hour of the respective time period of China. तो चाइना कल परसों इंडो पैसिफिक को और वोलाटाइल कर सकते हैं. Okay, so therefore today even NSS is going with respective to its alliances like India, because today India and US share some of the good bilateral as well as multilateral pacts. Also, they are the two democracies. One is the largest democracy and one is the oldest democracy. Also, India's possible integration in the important global forums such as the G7 is also coming in some period of time. तो कल परसों शौक मत हो जाना अगर इंडिया भी G7 का मेंबर बन जाए. Okay, so therefore today the Biden's NSS serves three broad purposes. कौन सा purposes? ये रहा अपना Biden. तो यहाँ पे strategic vision है, because it completes the strategic vision by interim national security strategic guidelines, which was released by the US by the time of 2021. Also, it seeks to promote further clarity and direction of various policies associated with the Biden administration. And it also marks the end of political expectations about presidential doctrines in US. So therefore, the enforcing or reinforcing the NSS by the Biden administration by releasing the National Defense Strategy, the Nuclear Posture Review, as well as Missiles Defense Review is to further reinforce the central message of the National Security Strategy of US. Okay, तो यहाँ पे जितने भी US के policies है to make some of the stronger coalition so as to make the nations very much of cooperative as well as very much of friendly with respective to countries. Supposedly आज अगर मैं इंडो पैसिफिक में देखूं तो इंडो पैसिफिक में कौन सा इंपॉर्टेंट है? क्वाड ग्रुप इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर. Even recently the new form I2U2, that is the Israel, UAE and US. ये क्या है? This is the types of work that we can see today what is directly happening to contest with the challenges that India is directly faced today, or even the China as a country is directly facing in this Indo-Pacific region. Okay, तो यहाँ पे चाइना को अगर हम लोग को रोकना है तो US and India must collaborate so that they could directly enhance a free access towards the Indo-Pacific region as well as the region of the South China Sea as well as the region of the Pacific Ocean and the countries to remain in a very stable way in the coming times. ठीक है, तो ये था about the NSS which is recently released and launched by the United States. Okay, so that's all for today. We have got this 5 number of MCQs. Please do attend these MCQs. You will get the answers of these MCQs in tomorrow's PDF. Okay, so please do join our WhatsApp as well as the Telegram channel for the further updates associated with our courses and syllabus. So that's all for today. Thank you and Jai Hind.